Oh my life. That is looking good. That just halted as well. What's up, Takita? How you doing? How's that prop firm account going? Yeah, same. Few technical issues today as well, so I'm kind of not got my usual setup going here, but good trading day. Okay, so you feel a bit better, yeah? That's good to hear. Yeah, IMBS. So I changed it up a little bit today. So I basically, let me just have a look at the. Let me see if I can get these trade points up on my platform to show you where I got in. Oh, that's a shame. I'll take a look and see what was going on there. IMBS just had the hallmarks of every runner that we've kind of had this week. And we drew, we drew. Do you remember I said it could rest, but this one went to its like intraday kind of levels and then just held its liquidity pool there at 524 overnight, just this morning. So it went to that benchmark. There was another one here, but these were the intraday ones. So it took that pre-market, then come back, then went again, kind of like acknowledged it a bit. It was a bit over. But that's what I've been seeing is when these break. So when that actually breaks, it then just goes to the daily. And we had the dailies in up here, massive ones. So literally I've longed it from 5 something literally to 10 something to 10.50, literally 100%. That must still paid you, don't it? 320 was the kind of resting point at pre-market. That's literally where the run started from. I mean, it was asleep at 320. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if an INBS has just is literally tapped into that level there. At 870, first liquidity pool, and it's that liquidity. It's the retail play right there. So when that's aligned, it just can kind of work. So again, if I break the upside, of this one, where's it gone? So literally, that's all I done down here. Was drew that in, and as soon as it broke, it started getting called out on the tape. So I just hit. Yeah. So I'll see what it does now, but that is a nice buy there. That red green move. Here we go. It's touching in there now. So let's see. Mind you, that's that time of day now, isn't it? Really. What the one? What was that stock I had yesterday? Look, SYRA. No, I say 750 on it. SYRA 750, and it was just being an absolute pain in the backside until so it just done it again. There, this one just held, and it eventually, after lunch, run from 540 to the 750 that I wanted in the morning. It's just like when they're coming back, they're just dipping in these pools. You hear the liquidity come out, and then it went off, and then that's it. It was a short play today. So I was looking to short this today. I wanted to short any one of these pullbacks really, but I got kind of zoned in on IMBS because I've literally taken $6 out of it, but I'm still trying to. Yeah, what you got? You've got 45 days on that though, mate. What's your profit target to pass? $22nd of March though, right? It should be the 22nd of March. You should have 45 days to pass it. Profit target's 12k. What buying power you got on that? Yeah, it's March. You've definitely got 45 days to pass that. That was a beautiful short on SYRA. Twice. 2 times we could have gone for that. It's one of those traps. So, just for your guide, I like that trap between 2 pulls at the highs, not necessarily this one, but this is an example of it. That trap between a buy liquidity pool and a sell liquidity pool, when it breaks, that's the snap. That is the absolute snap. Like this, when one of these breaks, don't matter which side, but one of these breaks, that is literally a snap. Yeah, 370, 330, 40-cent snap on that, which is nice. No, seriously, is that what you got? Mate, that is top notch. Let me have a look. Are you sure? Those numbers seem off to me. So are you in the trading hub? The trader pool trading hub? Like the traders area. Is Hollow actually going for another look, or is that short opportunity on Hollow? One sec. Just looking. I'll just log into mine a sec. One sec. Watching HKIT here on the tape, see if anything comes up. I don't know what they've set you up with there, mate. So normally, if your profit target's 12,000, you've got a $260,000 buying power with 45 days to do it. Oh, you're a cat, are you? You never know. No, I did actually. So I had a conversation with them after, and I did let them know that you're over from this community, and but I'm sure they issued you. Did they issue you with that account immediately, or did they take overnight? That's like £1,200, $1,200 worth of account you got there, by the looks of it. So no wonder you're playing them big caps, because you've got the buying power and the max loss. What's your max loss? Max loss and daily loss. What you got? IMBS is going again, is it? And watch HKIT. If I get some volume in it, that's still. Yeah, it's going again. So it's just broke that level again. Well, obviously this could be a double top here, but that another red green move there. No, on the 1 minute. That's a really nice play off of the liquidity pool when they're aligned. Red green off the liquidity pool. It's a really nice play. There's a 924, 1133, 1150. $2 in there. Nice. I bet you was, man. I bet you was. I don't know. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you should have had the mini. $20,000, not 200,000. Anyway, good luck to you. Yeah, of course you do. You can't do it in one hit, mate. 30 trades is gone in no time. Well, you must take more than a trade a day. No, 30 trades over 45 days. Not 30 trades a day. So as soon as you're taking 30 trades, at some point over the 45 days, you've passed that. That's what you've checked that box. I would ping him and see was you chatting to him in the group chat? Or did you have the ability to PM? You couldn't PM, it was in the group chat, wasn't it? Yeah. I guess it's up to you if you think you could do it in 2 days. You've got enough buying power to do it in 8 days, sorry. And enough risk to do it in 8 days, but it's not the way you really want to approach it, but you might get the 45 days and then drop down to 20k. I think the large caps are much easier to play. I think that, like, obviously. Oh, actually, where's that chart? Yeah, I managed to get the tick charts. Normally these have to load individually, but I don't know why. Maybe I had this running. But yeah, it was. Let's drag this one across. So that's, you don't get to always see that on the minute, right? Because you don't see it on the minute chart necessarily. Like if you zoom in, each one of these becomes you can use it. You can just use it. Each one of these becomes a pool, right? So nice. You just keep following them up. Beautiful. So we'll see. So this is the one, like this one cracked there. So it went into that level up and then couldn't crack, and then that's like, so I was thinking, all right, okay, could have some downside, but then the bigger one here from that one to that one, that held, and then it went to new highs. So right now we've got a similar thing to going on, as to say, can we kind of get, not red, I wouldn't do red green, green red or blue red in this chart on the ticks, but this is the level to hold, isn't it, right now? So if we can hold 985 and get above 920, see if we've got a red green move on. See if we've got a red green move on. So again, we're at that level. So I'm going to take that as red because it's a doji as opposed to that. So no, not yet. So no entry there yet on that. So still look for red green on that, but we will break. If we break 985, then, so where is that? Is that similar on the 1 minute? Got 971 on the 1 minute. Yeah, there or thereabouts. So if this is holding and we get a red to green, it could go again, because literally this has got 13 and 18, and we've just run today from 5, or less than that, wasn't it, from where you was in pre-market, 320. Yeah, so I opened at 320 and it is 11.50. Question is, it got another run in. There it goes. So let's see if we can break that level again. So that's the one to break now. If it's not just going to lunchtime trade between the two. Damn, keep losing that. Yeah, what criteria though? It's not as easy, is it? They're always the most active. Yeah, this is what happens to me though. See, when you try and look at kind of 5 small caps and 5, even AK done it this morning. There was so much going on this morning. It's like you just miss them. Like that top just dropped. Trades per minute and volume. But they'll all be on it, mate. Your trades per minute on Tesla, Amazon, whatever, you won't be able to tell the difference between them. It's absolutely massive, aren't they? What, you think you put the volume criteria like up hugely and the trade like before it shows? Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be. What's this on? Think or Swim? IMBS is in that sell zone right now. Trader workstation. IBKR. Oh, Interactive Brokers. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, man. The KR threw me off. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's still... But, so, what I kind of mean is every single day that's always going to be the case. Like one might top the other, but that's always going to be the case. They will always be the Mag 7 at the top, won't they? You've got like BA in there today. That might not be in there tomorrow, but generally you're always going to have the Mag 7 in this list. So it'll be very much the same. Is there a difference between that and relative volume? Could you use the relative volume? Because I think, for example, the day that Tesla's trading its normal volume, its average true range, its average volume, or so basically the relative volume is 1. But then if the relative volume of Tesla goes 1.5, I mean, it's probably not likely to go 2, but there might be a filter there. But our vol is... So on small caps, you might use an R vol of 5, right? Minimum 3 to 5. On big caps, it's probably going to be like, well, if Tesla's really doing something, if it's had earnings, if you can compare the earnings day to a non-earnings day, you'll probably find it might edge up to 1.5. But generally, it being more active might be a relative vol of 1.2, for example. Yeah, I always use times 5 on my... Well, times 3 in pre-market and times 5 over that, because when I'm trying to catch those little pops, so not the day it's going to run, I'm trying to catch the pop before. So that's generally that can be 3 to 5 ish, can be 10, but rarely. But then that day that it then runs is obviously 10, but I've already got it on watch by then. Yeah, that would cool. I mean, yeah, just sorting that by trades per minute works, doesn't it? It's just, saying this one is top. So Tesla is top today, is it? So see how that's bouncing now, but it's trapped between these two. This one got negated on IMBS. We're now trapped between these two. So if we carry on to bounce between them, it's Friday. But if it comes down, so what SYRA done yesterday was played this for a little bit through lunch, then come down here, which is when I got out of the trade. It come down to here, so it was good to get out, but I didn't get back in that when it come back out. And at 2 o'clock it come back out, and then just went bang all the way to 750 yesterday. So I don't know what happened today. Obviously, this could just break out to the top side and run. But that's what I'm finding. When we start grinding between these two levels and we get trapped, the next one that breaks after, if we're in there for kind of half an hour, that's been. I mean, that's just picking up on something that's happened in Jan Feb, right? So the last 2 weeks in Jan and Feb. Whether it stays like that, but this is like we're clearly getting massive runners at the minute. I've literally just popped in today to just check. I just had some bandwidth issues on one of my broadband connections, and I thought I would try the mobile setup today. I've got Starlink as backup anyways, but the upload isn't great. Let's turn my video off the other week, which isn't bad. You don't have to look at me, you can hear me. What did you want me to look at? NSTG. So I like it's down, I like it sideways. Don't much like its gap down. But fair play, that is 5 times volume. We got 65 mil, 371. Yeah, it could have some legs on it. Let's have a look. Acknowledging benchmark 1. So this one's going to have a daily as well, though, right? So this is like whatever it's trade IMBS. This is like IMBS. IMBS has dropped. See how that IMBS has just dropped. I'll put this on the thing. So IMBS, and we'll come back to that. IMBS. Oh, it's doing it now. Okay, so yeah, is this now going to drop down to 866 from 951 and then do its afternoon thing? Yeah, so I reckon that's got an 875 in it. What's that, mate?
ADCT.
Oh, getcha. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah, I've got that reel turned down at the moment. You must be hearing that more than me because of OBS. All right.
LUNR.
I literally think IMBS has got 80 cents in it right now. To the downside. Top. I shorted arm. Yeah, I shorted arm yesterday. I shorted arm going into the close. If I'd have left it on overnight, it'd have been more profitable. But yeah, nevertheless, it was okay.
ADCT. MTRX.
It's there, mate. First level's there on top anyway, so yeah, double. So it's you could, that's why it stopped right there anyway. And what we've got is just pushing for, look at that double top into that benchmark. That's unbelievable. That is a perfect short of that first swing down. Right there. That's the perfect play for me. Oh my God. What, that $1.50 drop or more? Yeah, so it's making, so this is that play where the shorts can come in backside. So we just go to that better execution price up here and then we fall back off. If we zoomed into that. Yeah, it felt awkward to short yesterday though, arm. That's the trouble though, you got to go. If those sellers, as soon as those seller pools start holding, which is what was happening on ARM yesterday, you know, you've got to kind of go with it. That is the indication that they're going to correct. The most recent one is same place, I think, to be honest. Pretty much just broke. So that did just break. So yeah, that one's got a hold on top if we are going anywhere near looking at the highs again, which never got touched, right? So this one, again, the usual, we've done that first one, which is what I like to see, but then you ignore that very kind of next one. Didn't need to get there, dumped off. So this one is touching. Now, if I can get that all in the picture, that's going to be so the whole move. Let's see, that's going to be sitting a little bit lower. So from the low of the close, you can argue, we could argue that's so close. We'll put that there. But from that second low level, so these low levels here to the high, have we broken it? So we've, all right. All right, so this is what has been going on in lunchtime, isn't it? What's been going on in lunchtime, this is what happened again, SYRA yesterday. We're in this one. We didn't get up to the other one, so we come back down. Didn't come up to the sell side liquidity pool. Now we're working through this one. Now if this one holds, what SYRA done yesterday was banged into this one and then done this through lunch, and then 2 o'clock, boom, went for it, but it actually really went for it. It went massively up. That's what SYRA does, but yeah, I would rather drop down into this one. I think it'd be a safer play. Yeah, I'd rather drop down into that one. It'd be a safer play. Top's still there. NSTG. Got an old version of software on my system. Doesn't account for the screen depth. So NSTG seller's hold level up there. It's holding every buyer's hold level clearly at the moment. On 1 minute you'll see it. Each one of these swings one, two, three, four.
MTRX.
And the fifth one.
ADCT.
So every one of those is holding on NSTG. So I pop to 32, 34. And then dependent on what that has. Is that a split? No, it's not going to be a split of 30 cents, surely. No. So it's just some investment or something, wasn't it? Restructuring. Nanostring jumps off screen. Oh, financing and restructuring. Yeah, I mean, that goes for every small cap, really. So that, to me, is not a grade 1 news release by any means. It's not negative, but, you know, it's not fantastic. No, stock only. Stock only. There's plenty of other. There's plenty of Forex. Plenty of Forex and futures about only one stock. Only one stock that's got any kind of range of the stocks that you can trade anyway. Got 12,000 stocks that you can trade on there. So normally every time a small cap ticker pops up on it, it's there to trade. Looking at these on your post-market last night. Everything grays out on your post-market scanner, doesn't it? And yeah, I was just looking at these, but they're all right for some, like for a fade trade, because they just kind of popped and dropped. So like that was like, look at that. So I was looking at that one last night. Drew that last night from this pop. Literally pre-market 87. It's about now back down to 30. 20. It's now back down to 20. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I noticed. But look, if that's the indication, and yeah, like you said, like 10 minutes and then it was kind of dead, but that's 55 to 37. But then it popped to benchmark 2 pre-market. And, you know, don't worry if you're there, look at that. I mean, geez. That's a limit order trade if that's what they do. What was the other one? GGE I was looking at. Bets come off. That was actually during the day. ILAG. So ILAG, I didn't draw in. So ILAG was here. Look, it's so close. A bit wishy-washy, but so again, jumped, then like, what am I going to do with that? Not a lot post-market, but then pre-market makes a run for, actually, is it this swing? Oh, geez, yeah, see, because the manipulation zone caps it. Yeah, I like that. I'll have a look at that next week. That is an early bird play, right? That is an early bird pre-market short. That was $1.30 on a limit order. sitting at like 60, 90 cents. I don't think a limit order is gambling to short that. It's not like they don't play out. It's like they're acknowledged. It's just at the minute they're going for their bigger play. They're going for their daily play, not their intraday play. Whereas all throughout November, December, they were just doing their intraday plays, their 30-minute swing that's visual, not their daily swing that's visual, and then they drop back off. And then they appear on the scanners again, and then fine, you can take them again, but they don't appear on those scanners for like another few weeks. At the minute, they're doing it concurrently. They're doing an intraday play, and then almost the very next day, they're going for the daily play. That's why we're seeing them go from, 80 cents to $2, and then they come back for a rest, and then they go $2 to $20. But no, I think limit orders are on. I think they're the professional way to enter a trade. They are passive orders. Passive orders generally get paid if you know where to put them. If you don't know where to put them, then obviously that's a gamble. And what was the other one? MEGL, did that do anything? Because that was another one that popped. So MEGL, that run up on the scanner to its benchmark that I must have already had in because I've drawn that one in. Yeah, but it's that closed swing, right? It's the closed swing. This is looking at like the whole, like I said, a bigger time frame, 30 minutes, 2 hours. But when they pop on the scanner, it's the low close, and they just hit into that benchmark too. But even so, what happened? So even if we took that one at 102, what was the risk? The risk from 102 is for 102. The risk is 8 cents. And how much did it come off? So the risk was 8 cents if you limit ordered in, and you got paid. So 102, and you got paid 25 cents. So 8 cents risk to 25 cents. It's still not bad, is it? It's still 3 to 1. You could have done that off this level even. Yeah, EGOT's work. GGE. What did GGE do? Same as. So that was the. Where do we go here? One sec. So this one you might have taken a bit of heat on. We got. What is that? Can I move that? No. So this one would have been 57. Limit order 57. Bit of heat on this one. 57. 12 cents heat. 57 down to 44. So that's 1 for 1. That'd have been a nervous one though, because we're going into the open before that comes off. Was that on your scanner this morning, GGE?
MMAT.
La 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 la. So is that really down move? That? Oh no. I see what you mean. So intraday play. done. Benchmark 2 finished. Rest to benchmark, I imagine. Yep, rest to benchmark, and then daily. What I mean, but that is literally. So this could. We're gonna need to watch this because if I bring that down to a 2 hour now, that's probably benchmark 1. Look, because you'd go with. Let's bring this in. Just in case we're finding a runner here, or predicting a runner, really, to be honest. Yeah, that's benchmark 1. What benchmark 2 is 124. And that's exactly what's been happening. It plays that intraday back there on what? 29th of Jan, was it? So look up. Oh man, you just can't make this up sometimes. So look, goes to benchmark 1, pulls back to the top of the manipulation zone, but what does it want? I'll get it in a minute. It wants the liquidity pool. Look. Once, twice, the third lot of the liquidity pool, and it's coming out now. So yeah, that's a shout I like. That is a shout I like, and we are looking at 2 targets. I say it doesn't mean it has to play out this way, but it's just it's the same story that's been going on with these other ones. Intraday, then the daily starts to play out, which is why you smash this one, and that just becomes the first initial swing. And that's why when I go back and I'm looking for these, and which was the one I said to you, it looks like the initial pop. Was it win? Wet G, was it? Yesterday, and I'm like, it looks like the initial pop, as in it's not the big jump. So that's what I'm looking for. Is it showing a daily? Yeah, so this day, see if I take it off, that day there, that it does its intraday little 2 minute, 2 minute run from 18 to 32, does benchmark 2 intraday, pulls back, but look at the volume. It's on like 5 times volume of average, and that's the indication. That's on the watch list now, and then that's where you get your run, pulls back to liquidity pool, you get your run to benchmark 1, and now is it having another go? So the only thing in our way, if I bring that in on a better time frame to look at, that would be looking for, so the showstopper to any of this, as always, with any trade, the showstopper to any trade is sell side liquidity pool. So, I keep doing that. So, yeah. So, keep that on our... I've already got it on watch somewhere, but don't take it off. Where do we have it? I didn't know. It's definitely on here somewhere because it's not adding it. There it is. Well, this particular one, or you after hours. Now, what do we do about it? I see most of these on the scanner. So you anticipate, you either anticipate it or you break, or you, the only way to get the most out of it is to anticipate it or trade the break back to the liquidity pool. That's it. Same as an intraday trade. So same as what you do now. What do you do now? If that if this is our break, it's like, where is it? They break out of the manipulation zone. That's it. That is it. It doesn't really matter. Like you say, news, no news, it doesn't matter. If you track any stock, if it breaks out of the manipulation zone, you have those first two levels as 90% and 80%. So if you took this now and you just saw this on the chart, right, this is obviously nothing, and then you see this on the chart, that's the one that you take and say, yeah, that's a nice spread on that trade, and you take that, and then when you break out of that zone, so which is the whole of the pre-market, right? Sorry, it's the whole of the intraday first break. So you're ignoring anything inside 16 and 30. So you're ignoring the 50% trade. Then you're just bringing that across and saying, when do I get in? You get in at 32. Get in at 32 on the break. But what does that look like on the smaller time frame? That's a 15-minute break. Do you get a pullback in that 15 minutes? Is the question.
ADCT.
Here we go. So what happens there? Yeah, no, it just goes. Just go. Stair stepper all the way out, all the way up to benchmark. Then you're going to cover some. You can either leave some on or cover it all at benchmark 1, and then you're waiting for the next play. You just need, and then when you get into the liquidity pool, that's the point. When you get in that zone, you just have to long here to anticipate, or you do the same again. Yeah, so when you get into the liquidity pool, all you do is track the lows.
ADCT.
Right? And then you're saying, right, well, where is that spread? And that spread currently at this point in time was here. It created your manipulation zone here, and now again, it's broken out. So that's your go. If you've got this in here, there it is. So there's a liquidity pool there, so you can get in there, or you can take the break on 40. So when it breaks 40, you go again, and that first target now is up there at 78. Which worked out too early. One sec. I meant to draw this in. This one. So that's the one there. So when you get into this zone, that's when you draw. That's when you go, right, let's come down here and draw the spread. Come down there and draw your spread. And the breakout of the spread, you start to go. So it's not 39, it's 32. The 32, and then it starts to go. Now, obviously, the intraday can still play out. So you've got another intraday here, which is doing exactly the same thing as here. The spread was the same, which is normal. That is what happens. The spread is the same, then it happens. The difference is you've got your daily. So if price today goes to this level and stops, so you're going to have to break out of your liquidity pool on the daily side. You go to this benchmark 2 that's sitting up here, Hey, Hanish. A couple of bits. CNXA's having another look. We're just talking through it. So, and this is when your intraday has an 80% chance. So our intraday here was an 80% chance of doing this, and it done it. Doesn't mean it's over. So we've got another intraday here. It's got an 80% chance of hitting 72 again and coming down. But if it breaks up, then your daily level is in play. That's it. And all we'll do is follow the pulls up, and if we get trapped in a liquidity pull up here and we break sell side liquidity pull, then we're looking at 129. But the key is that first pop, which you kind of miss. But every time you get the pop, you wait for the pull. So this one here, when you get that pop, you wait for the pull, yeah? So your price action comes into that pull. You wait. As soon as it breaks up 24, you've got 24.70. Then bring it along. This is not drawing benchmarks now. This is just using the liquidity pool. This one, you take the low of this run. So you're missing this run essentially, right? You just, once you've seen it, that's it. You draw the low to the high. Now you've got another pull here. And then you're just using that and waiting. You just literally wait. And then eventually starts to break out, which is where we are now. And you're generally risking, like at 22, you're risking about 5 cents on these, and they're going 100%. But for a change, whilst I was analysing, where is it though? How do I put IMBS on here? Tops is looking again. Let's just grab top. So took a dip for that, but kind of held this arguably. So now it's this level here, right? So they're very, very close together. I was saying I'll prefer it if it come down here. This, not quite that, but you could argue that's a level 1 touch. It's 2 cents away from a level 1 touch on this pull. So whether or not now, SYRA done this yesterday, but still dumped deeper into this level and then come back to its 750. It's the same price as well. SYRA, whoops. Yesterday, exactly the same thing. We had this lunchtime, we had the liquidity pool here, we had one below it, it bounced between the two, then deep into it, come out, and as soon as it come out, that was when it went for its $7 again. Actually, it went for $7.58.50. It went up to its liquidity pool, then dumped, and was done from there on out. And there was a short on that this morning as well. What else we got? So is the audio and visual okay at the moment? Am I lagging at all, guys? This is it. I just want to make sure, because this is this is the mobile setup today. Go and find some bandwidth setup. Okay, cool. Thanks to Kiso. I wish. There's very rare times in the year you can go to a beach in England. I mean, you can go, but you just freeze your nuts off. So Top's having a look at this liquidity pool here now. Exactly. Ground control. Is it Major Tom, isn't it, in the song? Is it Tom? I don't know. David Bowie, isn't it? Oh, let me just try and grab this. Yeah, that's it. A nice swim in murky waters. My outgoing SMTP server is not working, Hanish. So that is why twice you don't have a reply from me, I believe. But it basically says like we haven't released anything yet, but kind of give me the feedback that you want, right? So I'm trying to understand what people want. So from my perspective, I want people to understand the business context side of it. I want them to understand the business context side of it on the small caps, the big caps, and futures, in fact. Yeah. So I made $1,200 on the NQ yesterday. So and by the business I mean a little bit more detail of this best execution, plus the use of the tool for certain like specific strategies that I'm not giving. What you're seeing here is kind of like I'm trying to show you swing on swing on swing on swing that it works, but actually there's a whole number of strategies that you can execute yourself and align it with anything else, right? Because once you understand so what this gives you is the confidence, right? You can take any other strategy that you watch on the guys on here, but like I say, if you can see whatever it is that you're trading, if it is at that benchmark up there and that's where you see it, that double top, then it gives you the confidence that that's an institutional level. If you're seeing that here, that's still a double top and it's almost exactly the same pattern, but it's not the one to take. That is a continuation to go up. So that's it. It's like whatever you do is kind of like, yes, there's money to be made there on that pop down for sure. This is the institutional one, and that's it. And while you're in trades like now, so if you've taken this short and you've taken half off, and now we're doing kind of this, you know where your risk is. If you're trailing this risk down, your risk can be, so in the first instance here, your risk has got to be up there, right? Because there's a higher probability you're going to come back and get that liquidity. After this drop down, your risk should be above here, because otherwise you're going to give back all your profits if you're short. So your risk now, if you were still short and still holding here, you can have a stop at 647, 648, because there's a higher probability you're going to do this. Or cover the rest of your trade there, and if you want to get in short again, see if we curl out of this one. But it's the confidence that it gives you, is being on the right side of the trade all the time. And if you've got a gap between, I didn't draw it in, but obviously this is benchmark 1 sitting across here, that gap, that's a quick move. The breakout from here, you don't know, you can't anticipate without knowing that the breakout of this box, what comes from it is going to be super quick, because it's positioning, and positioning happens in pre-market, before the market makers come to the floor when they switch on around 8 o'clock, and even then they're not supposed to execute until 9:30. So this is positioning, and that happens fast. Whenever you break out of here, this happens fast. That's why that's 90% and that's 80%. And then when you get there, boom, down it comes. So yeah, you just can't. It's one of them things that you're just not. You just have to draw it yourself every day, and you'll be like, yeah, okay, I get you. What you use for confirmation is up to you. Like me and Taquito were just saying, we was looking at some overnight plays, so it was popping up on the it's popping up on the after hours scanner, and the benchmark 2 was hitting either in the overnight or in the pre-market, so early pre-market, and we're saying, well, you could limit order those, right? And there is, it's a high probability level. It's not playing blackjack there. That's a high probability level to limit order, with generally less than 10 to 15 cents risk for $1 or more on the reward. And that's why I love playing the small caps. Even though everything works and the business side is still just as efficient on the large caps and on the Mag 7, there's just more, unless you've got huge buying power or you're playing options, the small caps is how you grow a small account quickly. Yes. No. This tool does. All I'm showing you is two. So the benchmarks, which are top to bottom, which Amazon played out yesterday, literally worked its way all the way down to this one and all the way back up to that one. That was at Amazon yesterday. The benchmarks, the liquidity pools, which are there, and then I haven't even gone into the fact that you can. The timing of momentum is driven by these vertical bars and the predictive trend lines that come along with it. These black lines here. So I don't even go into that. But when you add, what was the other one that if I can get it here, I've got the old version that I've got the beta version on this top. Where was close that? Yeah, so these lines going up. So it's each one of these lines. It either it either picks the top or the bottom, or it's the momentum kicking in, which when you're using together with the benchmarks is a double whammy. You almost know exactly. You're breaking out of the manipulation zone. If there's a blue line there, you're gonna go. So yeah, this calls the low, this calls the next high, this causes the next low, this causes the next high, and you've got the trend line that is predicted. So it's a predictive trend line, yeah. So it hits here, this trend line holds. You can't draw that trend line until you've got these 2 points, 1, 2. Then you can start to draw it. And then you come down to this. There's this one here. There's another one here. So you come from this trend line, you break it, and you come down to this trend line, and then you hold, and then you go off to your benchmark. So, and that's not to mention the other things that. So I basically have the strategies and the course of how this all plays out, and it is quite unique. So here again, this vertical line, that's going to be the high. That's going to be the high or the low, this vertical line. And when you use this, that is... So other than a trend line breakout, this is a similar thing, but you don't... When you break out of the upside of this and start tracking the backside of it, and then you pull away from it. So if price gets contained in the box, your trade is good. So if you short here on this crossover, you can stay into that short all the while you stay in the box. If you start creeping out the box, it's going to be over pretty soon. So you either double bottom into it and you use your other tools to determine that. So if that was what I was seeing at this point here, if that's what I'm seeing here, and I'm kind of testing this area here, I'll just go fine. Bring that benchmark tool over. What do I need to do with my trade? Well, my trade is good if I stay and come down to the bottom here. But as soon as I break out, it's gone, because that's your 90% trade from breaking out of the manipulation zone to that zone there. So yeah, it gets more. I'm just trying to keep it. They're all pretty simple, but when you put them all together, it's like, yeah, and it just takes a bit of getting used to. When you understand, okay, so what's happening here? Well, you've got best execution here. You've got best execution there on the buy side as well. So sell side and buy side, best execution. Fine. So what is a liquidity pool? A liquidity pool is the next best price that you can give a customer if they wasn't there at the open, if the orders weren't there at the open. And they create hidden liquidity pools in the market. So it's, yeah, I won't go on a rant today because I'm going to finish up in a sec. But it's a completely different way of trading, and it's trading aligned with the business. I'm not saying it's aligned with trading hedge funds. I'm saying it's aligned with trading the IB business, which is a huge amount, right? Even the hedge funds are not interested in IB business. They'll have quants and go in like to try and take advantage of what goes on. But generally, hedge funds is a completely different business model. IB is client execution. Hedge fund is management of everybody else's pension funds and other investors, personal investors. Much more speculative. Quants all over the place. And then you've got investment management firms that just take everybody's money from when they're, from your employment. So if your employer is putting into your pension, all that sort of stuff, then there's that model that happens as well. So this just tries to track all of that. And then you can, even if you're doing a moving average play, right? If you're doing a moving average play, so if you take our first swing, and then I will stop going on a rant about the software, but if you take the first swing there and wait, any pullback doesn't matter whether you've used the red, the blue, or whatever. If you're in here, if your price action is in between here, you can do anything you want. You can do a pullback to a trend line. You can do a pullback to a moving average. If that price comes back here, where is that tool gone? Let's get off that. Yeah, so if price comes back to the blue moving average, fine, you can take it because that's where you're going. It's in line with one of the profit take it elements of the tool. So you can do whatever you want between those two levels, and that gives you confidence that if you missed the initial breakout, fine, you can wait for a breakout because it hasn't finished its trend yet. Its trend finishes at either benchmark 1 or benchmark 2. It usually gets to benchmark 2 after a liquidity pool pullback, and you would take that. You've seen them a million times, right? But I've left all the but there's plenty of other stuff in there to trade from, including the trend lines that will appear before the price actually gets there, which is quite cute. So again, it's kind of, we've put out what we think it's going to be. I think we're looking to go live in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be lifetime. So annual will be 999. Lifetime for the first initial kind of 4 weeks will be 1,000, just so that we know the difference between those members. So it'll be 1,000. Those initial lifetime members will get me, on the first kind of 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how much time we have. You'll get me personally teaching you not a course. You'll get me live teaching you everything. So yeah, like I said, this was what I was saying to you in your email. There will at some point also be a weekly and a monthly. The weekly will be about $25. The monthly will be about $90 odd. So yeah, there will end up being. Oh, sorry. No, I meant how much was the IB experience in markets? I'll check that. I saw you saw what prices. I checked out the website. So this is what I was saying. If you just go and Google it, go to right. So this is where you'll find out. Find out who. If you Google, like the constituents of the Nasdaq. Okay, mate, no worries. Oh, listen, I won't give that up. Don't worry. Just, yeah, it's all cool. Yeah. So, where's IB? IBRS. I can't remember this together. I've just made 100% on it today. IMBS, isn't it? And where is my dome here? Properties, settings. Bugging why I can't get this on the chart. Here was my. Oh no, you can't see that either. So this was my MBS play. So I'll show you it on the broker. So initially there was. I can't do this. Yeah, so initially there was some in out here because we were stuck between two liquidity pools. So I was taking. I was like, yeah, I'm going to short this, and then it didn't, so I covered. Then it broke out of that liquidity pool, and there was my long there at 589, and I covered kind of a third here, and then two lots here. So there's about 5 takeouts of those. So I was trying to hang on to see if it was going more, and the last 2 little lots come out. But I literally took that from 590 to 1093, where the high was 1150. And that was a halt as well. I had to wear the halt in between that. Thanks, Keita. I'll do that in future. Yeah, it's literally just played it right. So what does that look like here? That's where I was playing the first short. Yeah, so that's what I played, and I've been seeing this the past couple of weeks. It's not to say that it'll keep on going forever, or it has been in November, December, but last couple of weeks, Jan and Feb, we've been seeing this intraday benchmark broken, and then a pullback, and then a trap between the two benchmarks, and then it goes on an amazing run to the daily benchmarks. So I shorted this. It was doing this. I was like, yeah, not sure. And then it started. So I covered the short. It popped into this zone here, and I literally longed the break. Well, actually going into it, I longed it. I anticipated the break of that, so I was in at 588 there. As we bounced off of this, I took 588. It was literally, so right here, right there, red green. That doji, I literally got long at that point in anticipation that this was going to break, and then it flew, it halted, and then that's when I started taking off, and then my last cover was down here. But it's still there, it's still doing it. Again, this has upside potential of I don't know, is that one there? What's that one doing there? Oh, that was from the first swing. So yeah, that is good. This one's good, and then there's a massive daily one up here. So this can it is supernovering, but this could supernova even further. This benchmark has held, and they're continuing to hold every single swing on the 1 minute. Liquidity pool is starting to hold. So that's that. NYCB, yeah, HKit, and also did similar. Yeah, that's it. They're all doing it. They're all following the same pattern at the moment. And that's when that's why I was like, right, today, I'm not going to continue to try and short that. I'm going to say, right, if it breaks that initial benchmark and we get trapped between two pools, whichever pools breaks, I'm taking that. If it's long side, that's fine. We'll go next level. So that's what I've done. I just changed it up because that's what's happening at the moment, and that's what worked. All right, guys, I'm gonna close it up today and take the afternoon off. So, well, it's actually my evening already. So yeah, that's I'm gonna wrap it up there. So thanks again for popping in. Thank you for popping in, guys, as always, and I'll see you Monday. I'll be on with the prop firm Monday. In fact, every day next week. So I'll try and get that in here. If not, I'll be in for either an earlier pre-market or a later, after those initial. I think we finish at 11, don't we? So I'll be in after 11 if I can't get that stream in here. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you Monday.